Hello, guys. Welcome to the brand new episode. Today, we are going to discuss about the fast industry, and or we can say about the fashion industry. And totally, we will learn about, we will know what is this industry and how this industry is growing, or will what is this industry, the future of this industry. So we'll all will totally will know from this our guest. So Chanaya Gupta, welcome to our guest, and welcome to in our podcast channel. So today I want to just want to know about the what is this industry means you are working on which industry you are working and what is this industry about or something about your background. You can just say something.
Right. Hi, thank you so much for inviting me. And about the industry, yes, it's one of the most iconic industries, the fashion industry.
Pass.
And I think post COVID, like during COVID, it has sort of like picked up even more. I mean, clothes have always been a necessity,
Yeah.
but post covid so many like there have been so many opportunities for everyone to explore um, their own personal style and play around with their fashion, which is why there's a lot of boom in the industry, especially fast fashion.
Mhm.
So I run a clothing brand by the name Lazo Store. We are not essentially fast fashion, but we fall somewhere between slow and fast fashion.
So what
So
actually totally difference means what this fashion industry and fast fashion means it totally I think means as per my knowledge actually I think it's totally actually same or something there's some difference.
sorry.
Means this as you told that you are not totally fall in fast industry but totally but you are some connected to fashion industry means fast industry, so how this means totally.
Yeah, so okay, so with the fast fashion, typically what happens is the brand is rolling out designs and new styles at a very fast frequency, which could be as fast as every day. Like there are new styles coming up every day or
Every
every
day
week.
means
Every
is
day,
there
every
means
week.
in India there's some in the means, brand that they used to do the same way means they used to launch means every a week or every means 2 or 3 days they used to launch the new product.
Yeah. So that is what technically fast fashion is. There are a lot of brands that do that.
Mm.
Every week they have new styles and a variety of new styles. And this has taken up a lot of popularity from the Chinese giant Shein.
Mm.
That is like the prime example of fast fashion. They roll out more than 100 or more than 1,000 designs every week. So that is the scale, and that's like what fast fashion is. And when you talk about slow fashion, it's slow designer labels where they would come up with a capsule collection and roll out collections maybe twice a year or thrice a year. So we fall somewhere between that. We do roll out new designs every month or every 2 months. Right. But it's not it's not a very large quantity. Like we don't roll out 100 designs. And yeah,
Or
even in terms of production, we don't mass produce like Sheen does.
mm.
So with us, it's a mix of sort of made to order, a balance between made to order and like a set production.
Okay, means right now I means the I think fast in the fast fashion and this fashion industry you fall on the middle of the part means neither there or neither here. Means
Yes.
fall middle of the part.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
actually,
So
yeah. Oh, just please
we're
continue.
actually taking uh, the pro like the advantages of both. Like usually what fast fashion brands face a challenge with is a lot of dead stock,
Hmm.
because they are rolling out designs every week. They have to have the stock ready for it, and if the styles don't work, that stock goes into dead stock.
So what they do
So
they, with the dead stock means they used to just
So every brand has a different process when it comes to dealing with their dead stock. uh, Big brands have been accused of even throwing away tons of pre-made garments, and which is obviously harmful for the environment. So
Hmm.
they have been accused of doing that also. So sometimes they are sent into recycling. They are every brand has a different way of dealing with their dead stock.
Yeah, actually,
So to avoid,
hmm. Actually,
yeah,
recently, I just saw in the news that they have not disclosed the brand name, but what they told that they used to just throw that stock in the garbage area, and just brand new cloth, and just person from the village
right,
type, and they just to go and just take from there. So I think,
right, right. Yeah, yeah. Brands have been accused of doing that, but I'm not sure. I can't take any names here because I really don't know if that is what they do or that's what is shown in the media. There's no way of
yeah,
knowing, but whatever the stats are and the information is, it is most likely that they do that, which is why a lot of people are becoming very sustainability conscious, and they are avoiding extremely fast fashion.
okay. So actually, there is some advantage also about this fast fashion, and there's there will be lots of opportunity for the fashion designer they who has, because they used to get job and they used to do a new experiment with the every month or every some week about bringing some new clothes and all things.
Right. So for sure, these brands definitely do have a team of designers because they constantly keep on designing new things. And from a brand's perspective, they benefit because it also creates a FOMO. Like, people get used to seeing new designs every week. So otherwise, you might buy a jeans once a month
Hmm.
or once in a few months. But now that this week something came and you liked it, you bought it. Next week something new is coming up,
Hmm.
now you like that, now you want to buy that also. So that's increasing consumerism, and brands benefit from it because they are able to provide a variety of designs. And when you provide a vast variety and roll out new designs every week, people are more inclined to impulsively buy.
Okay. As per your means your research or something, how Indian market is now means is there's ready to for taking this means every week or every after 2 or 3 days there's to ready one single customer is ready to buy clothes means once suppose I just today I bought one cloth or jeans pant, and after 2 3 days they again same customer is to go and just buy the cloth means about the Indian market is ready for this totally.
So, not obviously in every market, there are people who do buy impulsively. Then there are people who are reluctant to buy impulsively. Then there are also people who avoid doing that and
Hmm.
are very environmentally conscious. So, what these brands do is, because they roll out new designs every week, they keep the ticket value very, very low. Like the products are very cheap and affordable.
Okay.
So yeah, consumers are more inclined to buy cheap products,
Hmm.
and so that they can keep buying them instead of investing that total amount in one product.
So like a brand is playing with a psychological mind of the consumer. Uh,
Exactly,
Means like
exactly.
cheap product with the best quality. So they are just providing with the affordable price so that they can this is we can buy also affordable prices.
Right, and the quality is also such that so obviously, if it's a good quality garment, if it's an expensive garment, you wear it more. Like the life of the garment is more. But usually with fast fashion, it's only about the trend, it's only about the design. The quality of the garment as such is not really taken care of at high priority. So which is why these garments also, are discarded very easily by the consumer. Maybe they wear it once or twice, and then the garment is of no use. It's
So
easy to tear, it's gets torn easily, gets wear and tear
yeah, means
is very to such garments.
yeah, yeah,
So it's the life of the garment is not very long.
yeah. I got it. I got it. Yeah, in my means my cousins or someone cousin is also there. They used to buy frequently, and I'm very in my experience. I'm very bad in shopping. Because I do not like to go shopping for clothes. I used to, yeah, I'll see and just time pass and yeah, one day okay, just go. So I'm very I don't like to go shopping and all things. So yeah, there is
Right.
a consumer who is always to try to buy the products frequently or every month they used to visit the mall and they used to buy the clothes, every type
Right,
of
right, right.
new fashions.
It's the brands are playing, you're right, the brands are playing with the consumer psyche, right? So there are new styles, and for every occasion the consumer wants a new garment now because it is
Hmm.
available
Yeah,
and at a cheap price. So they keep buying it, and that is leading to, and the disposable income also has increased over the past few years. So maybe when I was in college, or maybe when you were in college, we did not have that kind of disposable income where
hmm,
we would continuously keep shopping.
yeah,
But for kids these days, it's a different story.
yeah,
They have, more money to spend, either given by their parents or earned through their own skills.
yeah.
So that is also another factor here.
Actually, right now the Indian consumer their buying capacity has been increased, buying capacity, and lots of brands and lots of new companies growing up, and they are just bringing new and different type of clothes. So they are also means trying to explore this all type of brands and they are so this actually
Exactly.
so now actually now export the means there's a big brand they are now was just shifting to manufacturing from India to Bangladesh. So how they are means is this effective means they are doing because now I've seen every day recently I just bought one denim jacket and I saw that it's made in Bangladesh but it's of very good
Right.
quality.
Huh. Yeah, yeah. So the thing is, again, if they want to, market it at a lower price, they have to bring down their costs. And labor is cheaper in Vietnam and Bangladesh
Okay,
than India. Even though India is also like a country which has a lot of labor, and the labor is cheap compared to the European markets, but even in comparison with India, China, Bangladesh, Vietnam, the labor is even cheaper.
okay. Actually, I thought there is a means no there's a fabric production is business rise. They are giving a more production to the fabric, and so there is a brand that's shifting to from India to Bangladesh.
More than the fabric, I mean, that could also be a factor.
Hmm.
But like for China, for example, there's a lot of technology.
Hmm.
So with cheap labor, there also comes like amazing technology.
Hmm.
You yourself said that the garment quality is amazing,
Hmm.
right? That comes from advanced machinery and technology. And even with that technology, the cost is very low,
Okay.
which is why more and more people are shifting their manufacturing to these places.
Hmm. So how you totally means how you interest came to this fashion industry totally. Means how you came this or you thought that no this industry will be or this is my passion to do.
So I was always passionate about building something of my own, and more than fashion side of it, I was interested in the business side of it.
Okay.
And like, yeah, when I decided that I will start my own business, you usually go with, like, the top three things that you are most passionate about. And clothing and fashion was one of them, which is why I picked this industry.
Okay.
So, and like on my journey, while I was working for, like, while I was building the brand, I realized that clothes mean much more to me than I thought, and there is a clearer vision
Hmm.
of what I'm trying to do with the brand.
Great. Actually, one thing
Actually,
there's some ego, I think. Yeah. Actually, one thing I
uh,
just want to say that I just saw your the website, and this cloth was very nice. Means design, and there's at a affordable prices, and there's means everyone with like a everyone can afford the brand the design and which you are showing in the your website. I saw that it was very nice. Means it can be gifted to someone else if somebody is having a want to give someone the special one, then they can just give to. So there is a very nice design and all thing. So this all means I just want to know the design is who is making a design, means either you are involved in this totally or you are who is making this type.
yeah, so we don't have a designer on board at this moment. I do the designing myself.
Okay.
And yeah, we have our own manufacturing also, so everything we do on our own.
Okay, means you are, I think
So
you are a fashion designer or
I'm not a fashion designer, but better than that, I'm a consumer. I know what I want to wear, and maybe, people around me would want to wear.
okay.
So coming from a consumer's perspective, I think it helps to design
Okay.
that what is it that people are looking for, what is it that a consumer like me is looking for. So that helps in designing for everyone also.
I think you are using you are having a two mindset, like you are as a one is a consumer mindset and you are having one is business mindset. While designing you are just means having your own consumer mindset, what should be nice, or I want to wear this type of dress, that you are designing from them. And as for one mindset, you are just designing that, manufacturing that cloth, and you are just launching that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, the product is for the consumer, right? So that's how it is. That yeah, whatever the customer wants, and being a customer helps.
Yeah. So so actually how you are means choosing the fabric, means which type of fabric should we use, or which is uh, to fabric collection, means or how you are just choosing the quality of the fabric, how this is a good or that.
So yeah, so we have a process for that. We have our own vendors, and there are a lot of fabric markets also. So we source fabric first and we do a test for the fabric. So there are certain metrics that we test the fabric for. We test it for shrinkage, we test it for color bleeding, and things like that. And to decide which fabric we should use, what we do is we have a design, what do you say, a mood board in mind. We know what designs we want to make,
Hmm.
and once we know that, we source fabric accordingly. So let's say there's a flowy dress,
Hmm.
so like some lightweight fabric which has, like, flow will work for it. So then that narrows the search down to, okay, maybe something like a rayon or maybe something like a satin will work
Hmm.
better for this. Then narrowing it down to the specific category of the fabric, then we source apt fabrics, like whichever fits the design the best, and then we go for fabric testing. So once the fabric is tested, that's when we start making it.
Okay, okay, it's giving now it's becoming very interesting to know more about the fast industry. So actually, when you just thought about you will go totally of fashion industry, then what challenge means starting you have faced while starting this? Means you were starting, you're launching your first product.
Honestly, there were no major challenges when I was launching the first product, so to say. But setting up the manufacturing in general was one of the most difficult things,
Yeah.
because there are a lot of blue collar employees that you have to work with,
Mhm.
and being a young woman in her 20s doesn't really help. I mean, there is a lot of social preconditioning that these men in their 40s and 50s have gone through.
Yes, yes.
So, like, maybe like working for a young woman like myself
Hmm.
is not something that comes naturally to them. And, like, that is the kind of struggles that I faced. It's not something they would say, it's not something that they would do, just the general environment of the setup was difficult to manage. And then it's always like, not being from an entrepreneur, from a business background, it was difficult for me to manage these people and figure out, like, how a manufacturing unit actually functions. There are so many things that need to be taken care of. These were the major challenges that I was facing. Fabric sourcing
And
and designing,
design.
that is not a problem, but actually getting the cutting done, the stitching done, all of that was difficult.
Actually, as while talking you, I just came to that. You're from your college time only. I think you are having a business mindset. So no, I will do some of my own business. As my myself, I was when I was in college. My first priority was to just complete your college, get the job. That's all. I was not my business mindset was I was as my family. Everyone is having my dad was a businessman. My elder brother is doing my own business. For my I'm the only first person in my family who is after graduation just started doing job. Then my
So,
mindset changed from job to again business.
right, with me also. So, the environment that I have been brought up in has been very, like, I don't know what's the right word for it, but I've always been taught to dream big and not limit myself. So that is how I've been brought up all my life. So मेरा ऐसा कुछ, like, पर्टिकुलर वो नहीं था कि मुझे जॉब ही करना है या मुझे बिजनेस ही करना है, ऐसा भी नहीं था. It was just that I wanted to do something that makes me happy and I like. So when I was in college, I was actually training to become a dancer,
Okay.
because that is at that time I liked to dance and I wanted to do that for the rest of my life. But midway in college, I thought ki I like dancing, but maybe not throughout life. I can't do this. I don't want to do this. And then I wanted to get into corporate and do a job.
Job.
So I started, like, working internships and things like that, or maybe part-time jobs is what I did, and I like doing that. But when COVID hit, so we were all at home, and there was this period 1 year after my graduation where I had no clue what I wanted to do in life. But only when I started the business, I realized that I've always had a business acumen, and I've always, like, liked the art of selling. Like, I've always been very fascinated by it. So only after I got into it is is when these realizations started coming in. So more than it being pre-decided, I have, like, learned and realized things about myself on the journey.
Yeah. Actually, one thing what I have just you have told very catchy word. Dream big, and dream big and do whether you achieve or not, but you should be dream big. That's a major. Actually, every child or everyone should. Actually, I want to say to every parent that just let the child to dream big. Actually, I just recall my school time when my principal told that you should just limit yourself. Do not open your leg or you do not see your bed sheet. What's a in एक हिंदी में कहावत है, जितनी पैर है उतनी चादर फैलाओ. तो एक्चुअली
हाँ, जितनी चादर है उतने
उतनी
पैर
पैर फैलाओ
पसारने चाहिए।
एक्चुअली या. तो मुझे एक्चुअली वो मेरे प्रिंसिपल की बात एक एक्चुअली रिकॉल हो रही थी माइंड में. एक्चुअली ये
हम्म।
काफी ये नहीं, एक्चुअली हमसे बड़े सोचनी चाहिए. थिंक बिग.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've realized that your skill and what you can do in life, uska to, it's a fact that there's no limit to it, right? I mean, everybody, sure, they have their own set of skills and everything, but there are so many people who are amazingly successful,
हम्म.
and whatever they have done, most of it can be replicated. You can also do it. So, which means that the capacity and the skill is there. It's only the thought
हम्म.
that is different. It's only the mindset that is different. So, that way, I have been very lucky to have been surrounded with the family and friends who have always been like, think uh, I was this kid in school that who would think so big that people would make fun of me. I mean, I would like boast about what my dreams are and what I would want in life so much, and very unapologetically. I mean, if you hear a 12, 14-year old saying that I want to earn 2 crore rupees in a month, obviously people around you will laugh.
हम्म.
But that was because that thought, like, वो उतना सोच भी नहीं सकते थे. मानना तो बहुत दूर की बात है,
एकदम.
उनकी सोच भी वहां तक नहीं जा रही थी. So that is what my father taught me. He was like, if you are around people जो तुम्हारा मजाक उड़ा रहे हैं, it's the best, because then you know that you have to change the people around you. If
ये-
you are crazy,
हम्म.
find more crazy people, be around more crazy people.
एकदम. एक्चुअली
So
एक्चुअली अभी के मतलब जो हमारे जो मतलब फ्रेंड मतलब साइकिल मतलब क्या बोले जो सराउंडिंग है एक्चुअली हमारे बच्चे के लिए. तो वो क्या होता है कि अपने एज के लोगों के साथ ही अपने उनके ये रहते हैं मतलब फ्रेंडशिप या जो भी. तो उनके माइंडसेट भी एक्चुअली उसी लेवल में ये रह जाते हैं. तो वो जितने उनके जो ये सोच रहे हैं तो उनके फ्रेंड भी उसी लेवल में ही सोच रहे हैं. तो उससे ऊपर क्या कुछ ये हो नहीं पाता है. As I told, I just little bit about myself. Actually, before in college or school, I used to thought every time that if I do this, what my neighbor will told, what my friend will say. I used to just by thinking them what they will thought. I used to just stop there only. Before I told before starting my own podcast channel, I used to think, oh, what my colleague will say, oh, what they will thought, oh, what he is doing. Now also they actually when I upload the video in a Facebook page or a YouTube, every time they used to say, what you are doing this, who is this, oh, who is that person with you are doing an interview. I used to say, yeah, let it. I say, जो बोल रहा है बोलने दो. हम मैं मुझे अच्छा लग रहा है मैं कर रहा हूँ इसको. So
see, yeah, that is what I tell everybody who comes to me. And there are so many people who will tell you that think before starting a business,
hmm,
research करो, बहुत सारा ये सब करो. I like to think of myself as that one person who will say कि कर ले यार, do it,
hmm,
just do it, don't think about it, because who will there are so many people around you to judge you
yes,
and to question you. So that is also another thing that helped me in my journey, that I didn't question myself at all. Like, there were even my brother asked me questions like, तुम प्रॉफिट कैसे करोगी, क्या
hmm,
तुमने पीएनएल बनाया है, प्रोजेक्शंस बनाए हैं कि प्रॉफिट कैसे होगा, कितना कॉस्ट होगा. And I didn't question myself, because I was like, there are so many people to do that for me.
hmm,
उनको इतने सवाल है तो उनको करने देते हैं.
एकदम.
I will do what nobody else is doing.
Yes. Actually,
So
yeah.
yeah, that's true.
Actually, many of
There are so many people.
hmm. Yeah, yeah. Continue.
Yeah, yeah. Go on.
Actually, when means I told that I started the channel and all thing. So everyone, not my single friend told you, yeah, do you are doing a good job or something. Only one my friend told, "Oh, bro, you have a guts because I don't have that guts. What you are doing, you have a very good gut because I don't have that type of confidence. Because my friend who told me he's doing a PhD right now, and we study a masters at the same university. After that, he's right, assistant professor right now, and he's doing PhD. And he told you are doing you have a very good guts because I can't do this type of podcast and with which you are doing right now. So from there, only one my friend told that you are doing a very good. So 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 this is
Yeah,
what.
that's what. No, we have more people to say what are you doing than people who will say it's okay, just go for it.
Yes,
And if we just realize that, if we change the ratio, if we have more people saying go for it and less people saying what are you doing, then those what are you doing will fade out.
ex-
Because obviously if we want to do it, we want support.
yes,
This is something I have realized. Support goes a long way. Even a little bit of support, like वो ऐसे होता है ना कि डूबते हुए को वो लाइफ बोट कहीं से भी दिख जाए,
ekdam.
there's a lot of hope. It's this experiment with rats that when they were put into water,
Yes, yes,
I
definitely.
think they try like to come out of it
Whatever
for
they get in a lake or something in the box, if they throw it box, then they should try everything to come out from the box or something, from a lake or.
no. There is this experiment that was done,
Hmm.
that rats were put into water
Okay.
and they were trying to save themselves, and जैसे they were about to give up, the like they are pulled out.
Hmm.
So for 4 hours they try to do that. The next time when they are put into water, they do it for I think 3-4 days before giving up. And that is because they know that right before giving up, like there will be a point where somebody will save me.
Hmm.
So with that hope, the capacity to fight for it increased from a few hours to a few days.
Ek-
That's how humans are also. If you get a little bit of support, you crave more support, and that is why you go in that direction where you are getting that.
ek- So actually, okay, we just came from the track to different track. Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
no
digress.
issue. Actually, no issue. Actually, we learn lots of things from by discussing. That's only about the one thing. Uh, in what in somebody I just heard from somebody that in a future in a life you will rejection you will get many times, but success you will get very less. So this is the ratio. Rejection will get many times, you will get 50 times rejection, or if you approach to investor they will say no, this is not a good idea, and they will reject. Only few will say yes, this is good. So this is the ratio.
Yeah.
Okay. So one thing, about from the this fashion industry, what the dead stock you get means in a month or something. Do you get a dead stock? What you do about the dead stock?
So we generally don't have a lot of dead stock because, as I said, we're not a very fast fashion oriented brand. So what we do is we produce only a certain number of garments, and once we see the garments picking up or there is demand for it, only then we produce more.
Okay.
So till now we have very less dead stock, and for whatever dead stock we have, like which is not going as fast, we do heavy discounting, and most of it is purchased then. So
Okay.
in a span of 3 years, out of, I don't know, we have 100 plus products, SKUs currently live, and maximum I would have 200 to 300 pieces which are, like, not moving as fast. Like that could be considered as dead stock, but other than that we don't have any other dead stock.
Okay. So do you only sell from the your own marketplace, or you from your different like Amazon and Flipkart? There you're just selling from there also.
No, we we sell on our own platform.
No other means other platform right now you're using. Is there any means your marketing strategy is there? You only sell from your own platform, or
So, as a brand, we believe in giving the most benefit to the consumer. Like, so, which is why instead of keeping very heavy profits with us, we kind of give it as much as possible to the consumer. Which is why the first thing you also noticed is how affordable and price friendly we are.
yes, I just saw the already I saw.
Right. So, which is why we don't have those kind of gross margins to pay these e-commerce platforms.
Yeah, yeah, actually, yeah, because actually I used to my actually I already stock means I have sold from the Amazon and Flipkart, and when I just get the order, I used to see that from one product they used to charge a heavy commission. So every day, every profit I used to earn, I used to pay the commission only. So I left with very few amount. So this is actually yeah, but as was in the mostly people used to go over the major popular what say customer is there on the Amazon and Flipkart only right now means most of the person. So everyone used to go first with
Yeah,
their that
that's
long term
true.
they used to use that platform so that from there they used to get a just what say just redirect to their own website.
Right, right, right. So both the strategies are different and fine. Both work.
Mm.
You either build yourself on a marketplace first and then build your own brand, or you build your own brand and then maybe switch to a marketplace. So both the things are like good enough.
Okay. And what will be the totally as totally what will be the latest fashion will be coming in the future? Says in future will be the for female. Like, what will be total latest?
So yeah, so especially women's fashion is continuously changing. I mean, it changes on a daily, weekly basis. So to say what will be the future fashion is very, very difficult. It's very unpredictable at this moment. But I like to think that the classics are something that come back every now and then in some form or the other. I mean, things like if I talk about patterns, stripes, and checks, these are something that are like in every trend, they are incorporated some way or the other. So stripes and checks are always there. Then there are some basic silhouettes, like especially necklines and everything. You keep switching between these trends wise, but yeah, V necks and sweetheart necklines is something that flatters most body types. So it's also always in trend. And mostly for Indian women, they prefer to have like a flared bottom because like the belly and the hip area and the thigh area is generally heavier than the top, the upper half, which is why people prefer to sort of cinch the waist and then have a looser silhouette on the like waist down. So that's also something that doesn't really change with trends. It only it's only twisted in some way or the other, but the root and the base of it remains the same.
One thing actually I just reminded in the website I saw that the model which they are means you are wearing the dress and you have posted the photo is a real model or means actually it look like the somebody means is, what's a customer have that wear that product and just a photo has been taken from that. So it like totally means what not like, look like a means a photo taken in the studio. It's like taken in the on house or in some terrace and these all places. So
Yeah, yeah. So that is something that we do, like, very strategically in the sense that we want to be as real as possible.
हम्म
So generally from a consumer point of view क्या होता है कि when you see clothes on a model, तो yes, the clothes like stand out more, बट एज अ कंज्यूमर मुझे लगता है कि ऑफ कोर्स उस पे तो अच्छा लगेगा ही, वो तो मॉडल है।
हम्म।
उस टाइम पे हम ये भूल जाते हैं कि
कि
वो
हम
भी एक जीती जागती इंसान
इंसान
है।
है।
बट वो हमें याद नहीं रहता है उस टाइम पे, we're like कि हाँ उस पे तो अच्छा लगेगा ही, वो तो मॉडल है। So there's a lot of disconnect there. To solve for that, we like shifted from the traditional model based model.
हम्म
So we shifted from that, and we do work with models also. We work with everyone. Models, we have our customers who have modeled for us. Then everyday people, it's about clothes more than it's about clothes and individual people more than just models.
एक्चुअली एक और ये कहावत है, कपड़े हम पे जब हम खुद पहनते थे हम पे अच्छे लगते, जब वही कपड़े कोई और पहनते तो लगता है अरे कितना अच्छा लग रहा है इसके पे देख के, तो
या
वही।
एग्जैक्टली, दैट्स व्हाट आई से कि जब हम किसी और को देखते हैं तो हम एक बहुत रेनबो कलर का चश्मा पहन लेते हैं जहाँ सब कुछ अच्छा दिखता है, बट व्हेन वी लुक एट आवरसेल्व्स somehow we wear the worst lens possible. So that is what we're trying to also change. We are trying to be a reminder for people that it's not it's not as much as the clothes. अगर आप इंडिविजुअली कपड़ा देखो तो वो कुछ नहीं है, एंड इंडिविजुअली इंसान भी, you don't value yourself as much, but when you bring the two together, and the power, clothes have that power to make you feel really nice about yourself, and when that comes together you see yourself in a different light. क्यों ऐसा होता है कि जब हम तैयार होते हैं किसी ओकेजन के लिए तो हम 10,000 सेल्फीज खींचते हैं, बहुत सारी फोटोज चाहिए, एंड वी कीप लुकिंग एट आवर सेल्व्स इन द मिरर.
हम्म
दैट्स बिकॉज वी लाइक टू लुक एट आवर सेल्व्स इन द मिरर
एक
इन दैट मोमेंट. So if we start dressing up more often, and रोज हमारी रोज की जिंदगी में भी if we start doing that, we will start liking ourselves and we will look at ourselves more in the mirror. So that is what we are trying to build.
okay, from your designing of the product to manufacturing of the product, what is the process means, what is the tag totally take?
Um, it can be as less as 15-20 days.
Okay, one design.
No, a collection, like 10 designs.
10 design and totally designed by you only.
Yeah, we can design them and create the samples, create click pictures, launch them, and ready to market in 20 days.
Oh, design. Okay, right now means how this social media playing the shaping the consumer behavior right now in the fashion industry.
um it's दोनों ही चीजें हैं. There are pros and cons of everything. I mean, because there is so much access,
Hmm.
from a brand's point of view, it gets very easy to get lost. There's a variety of brands. There are so many things the consumer is seeing every day. I mean, रील स्वाइप करने में 5 सेकंड से ज्यादा नहीं लगते हैं, but
Yeah.
to make that reel and to invest in that takes a lot of money and time. So that way consumers का patience इतना नहीं है to
Stick,
stay,
stay.
to stick to it. So that's how it's changing. That is one. But that's also key, we are able to reach more people.
Hmm.
Like traditionally businesses सिर्फ एक area या एक शहर को cater करते हैं,
Hmm.
but now no matter where you are you can cater to the entire country, and even globally you can do that. So that is also how social media has helped. In terms of consumer perspective, there's a lot of choice. So there's a lot of confusion there. One is that. Second is, since there's a lot of choice, the consumer is also very aware now. Like, they know what they want, and they're not, consumers are not ignorant, they're not unaware.
Yes.
You can't just provide them with a product
Hmm.
which does not hold value for them. अगर कंज्यूमर कोई सस्ता कपड़ा ले रहा है जिसकी
Yes.
क्वालिटी बहुत ज्यादा अच्छी नहीं है, तो ऐसा नहीं है कि उसको पता नहीं है, दे नो।
Yes.
उनका वो कपड़े का वैल्यू सिर्फ इतना है उनके लिए कि ये एक ट्रेंडी डिजाइन है मेरे लिए, जो मैं एक या दो बार पहनूंगा या पहनूंगी।
Yes. Yes.
But they know it. They
Hmm.
are very aware and very smart about it. So I think social media has helped a lot
Hmm.
for consumers to become more aware. And psychologically, social media is, for some people it's a boon because it's helping them, come out of their
Um,
shell.
yes. Yes.
And for some people it's putting them back into their shell and even deeper.
I don't think
So
I don't think that somebody putting sale back in the, because from the COVID, now everything is came in the social media. Everything, everyone is promoting about their in the Instagram, making reels and promoting. So yeah, everyone is now.
that's true, but there are so many people
Hmm.
who don't have the courage to do that.
Hmm.
तो
Hmm.
जब वो दूसरे लोगों को देखते हैं ऐसा करते हुए, they don't mean it in a negative way,
Hmm.
but everybody is showing the best side of life on social media. जबकि, like every coin, there are good and bad days.
Hmm.
बट बैड एंड वो टफ जो लाइफ है वो कोई दिखाता नहीं है। तो एज अ व्यूअर आपके दिमाग में ये आता है कि सबकी लाइफ अच्छी चल रही है, सिर्फ मेरी खराब चल रही है। तो
Yes.
उस वजह से पीपल आर बीइंग थ्रोन इनटू इनसाइड, वो परेशान हो के दे, एंड सोशल मीडिया की वजह से पीपल डोंट हैव लाइक अ लॉट ऑफ सोशल इंटरेक्शन आल्सो। आयरॉनिकली इट्स
Hmm.
सोशल मीडिया, बट लोगों का सोशल इंटरेक्शन बहुत कम हो गया है, तो वो किसी से बात भी नहीं कर पाते, एंड वो अपने आप को कंपेयर करते करते they're just like struggling with it.
स्ट्रगलिंग, ओके, यस यस, हाँ, ये एक्चुअली है अपने अपने मतलब कुछ लोग मतलब दूसरे को देख के लगता है कि अरे वो ग्रो कर रहा है, और उसे देख के खुद वो डिप्रेस हो जाते हैं कि मैं अभी यही कुछ कर रहा हूँ या जो भी है। तो वो एक्चुअली
हाँ,
थोड़े ये हो जाते हैं या एक्चुअली ये डिपेंड करते हैं अपने माइंडसेट के ऊपर है, क्या सोच रहे हैं वो एक्चुअली, किस इन्वायरमेंट में है, किस फ्रेंड सर्कल में रह
हाँ,
रहे हैं, ये सब पे डिपेंड कर। तो
राइट। बट या कंज्यूमर हैबिट्स इस चीज से भी काफी अफेक्ट हो रही हैं,
हम्म,
दैट पीपल आर buying things not for themselves but for social media. They want to show that
या
they have this more than they want to have that. उनकी इच्छा है भी या नहीं, वो उनके लिए खुद ही कंफ्यूजिंग हो जा रहा है।
या डेफिनेटली मैं, जैसे मैं इंस्टाग्राम में एक्चुअली मैं अभी लास्ट कुछ साल से आफ्टर कोविड में ज़्यादा एक्टिव हो गया था इंस्टाग्राम में। तो मैं एक्चुअली जो देखता हूँ जो ये कुछ लोग जो मतलब ड्रेस को लेके दिखाते हैं कि ये ड्रेस वो ड्रेस, और उनके मैं जितने फीड देख या प्रोफाइल देखता हूँ फीड में, तो उसमें हर रील या जो भी पोस्ट कर रहे हैं अलग अलग किस्म के ड्रेस, तो मैं ये सोचता हूँ कि वो तो किसी के साथ मतलब पेड पार्टनरशिप नहीं कर रहे, ना कोलैबोरेशन कर रहे, तो ये एक्चुअली वो लोग कहाँ से वो एक्चुअली या वो खुद परचेज़ कर रहे हैं या वो क्या कर रहे हैं? तो थोड़े के लिए मेरे लिए भी एक कन्फ्यूज़न रहता है कि ये लोग कहाँ से ये लोग जुगाड़, उन लोग का जुगाड़ क्या है? वो मटेरियल।
हाँ,
तो ये एक्चुअली है, ताकि कुछ लोग हैं जो मतलब क्या बोले, किसी के मतलब रहने नज़र में रहने के लिए या फिर उस जगह में रहने के लिए अपने आप को उस बिल्ड अप कर रहे हैं उस लेके।
हम्म,
Okay. एक और just one more thing, not about the your brand, but how this fashion brand they are differentiating from one other self to place their product in the consumer mind. Means what they are just playing the mm, game.
right now a lot of brands are actually struggling with this. You are right. So when it comes to designs, ऐसा कुछ बहुत ज्यादा फर्क नहीं होता है.
Okay.
मतलब
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
there is that is one big thing. Your unique design is one thing which is unique to us. Sure, वो कोई भी कॉपी कर सकता है, लेकिन फिर भी there's a brand, like, identity that you have. So that is one thing, but still it is becoming blurrier by the day, because सेम चीज आपको हर जगह अवेलेबल मिल रही है, तो डिजाइन एक्चुअली किसका है ये बताना बहुत मुश्किल है. तो डिजाइन से आप डिफरेंशिएट नहीं कर पाते हो. देन इन टर्म्स ऑफ क्वालिटी, ऑनलाइन आपको क्वालिटी नहीं पता लग रहा है.
Yes.
यू डोंट नो व्हाट द क्वालिटी इज. सो क्वालिटी, उससे भी आप डिफरेंशिएट नहीं कर पा रहे हो. From what I have seen, majorly fashion brands are competing on price.
Okay.
If people want to buy more, they want to buy, like, more number of pieces in the same amount of money. So there's a lot of price war that is there. And other than that, uh, like, that is something that people want, but more than that they also want the story behind the brand.
Yes.
Who is behind the brand, what is the story behind the brand. It's more than products उनको कहीं भी मिल जाएंगे. They want to know why we should buy from a certain place. So that has
Hmm.
become a very big identification factor कि अगर कस्टमर आपकी स्टोरी से, आपके वैल्यूज से, आपके ब्रांड मिशन से, आप क्या कहना चाह रहे हो, क्या करना चाह रहे हो, अगर उससे रिलेट कर पा रहे हैं, that is when you can expect some brand loyalty.
Yes.
So
Definitely.
that has become, like, that has, earlier it was quality, then it shifted to price, और अभी भी कहीं ना कहीं काफी लोग प्राइस वॉर ही खेल रहे हैं. Now it's shifting to your story. Who is the brand?
Mm-hmm.
Now they want a brand identity, a stronger brand identity, and that is what I feel like is the current and the future differentiating factor.
पर एक चीज मैं जैसे वो जान देखता हूँ कि जैसे मेंस के लिए जो फैशन के डिजाइनिंग है उसमें कुछ नहीं है, मतलब जितने भी है उसका डिजाइन या जो भी है वो तो एक ही है, मतलब बस डिफरेंस है किसी फैब्रिक को लेके कि ये क्वालिटी है फैब्रिक को रिगार्डिंग ऑफ डिजाइनिंग ऑफ द मेंस, चाहे वो जीन्स हो या वो एक टी शर्ट हो या एक शर्ट हो, एक सेम.
नहीं, आई बेग टू डिसएग्री, क्योंकि पिछले 2-3 सालों में ही बहुत, लाइक, नया फैशन आ गया है इवन फॉर मेन. मतलब फॉर विमेन फैशन हैज ऑलवेज बिन समथिंग जो वो
यस.
एक्सपेरिमेंट करते हैं, नए नए कपड़े ट्राई करते हैं, लाइक, डिफरेंट डिजाइन, डिफरेंट कलर्स, सब कुछ. With men it has always been, like, very standard. जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल लड़कियां लड़कों के सेक्शन से बहुत इजीली कपड़े खरीद के पहन लेंगी, बट कोई लड़का विमेन सेक्शन में कभी घुसेगा भी नहीं
यस एकदम.
ट्रेडिशनली,
खुद को
राइट.
जाने में
बट
हिम्मत
नाउ
नहीं हो, वहाँ जाने में हिम्मत नहीं होगा कि क्या करे जाके, वही बात है.
that is changing now. That is changing. Men are becoming more experimental with their fashion, and क्योंकि कंज्यूमर एक्सपेरिमेंटल हो रहा है तो ब्रांड्स भी एक्सपेरिमेंटल हो रहे हैं एंड वो ऑफर कर रहे हैं न्यू डिजाइन, न्यू सिलुएट्स, न्यू फैब्रिक्स.
पर एक्चुअली हाँ इस साइड में आने में शायद टाइम लगे, क्योंकि मैं अभी एक्चुअली जब भी किसी भी मॉल में देखता हूँ तो ऑलमोस्ट मैं जब मेन सेक्शन में रुकता हूँ तो मुझे एक जैसा लग रहा है डिजाइन, मतलब हाँ फैब्रिक थोड़े अलग है जो अलग है या फैब्रिक कलर्स है जो भी, पर रिगार्डिंग ऑफ द डिजाइन मुझे सब एक ही लगता है.
क्योंकि, like, we have been pre-conditioned to think that fashion is for women, एंड क्योंकि ये अब एक बहुत बड़ा चेंज आ रहा है एंड मेन आर कमिंग फॉरवर्ड, इट इज गोइंग टू टेक टाइम. तो वो इंस्टेंटली तो नहीं होगा, धीरे धीरे हो रहा है, बट हाँ, देयर विल कम अ टाइम व्हेन इट विल पिक अप मोर देन इट इज नाउ.
लेट्स सी, तब हम लोग शायद तब तब हमारे ये एज में रहेंगे कि हम वो एक्सपेरिमेंट करें. ठीक है चल रहा है चलने देंगे. एक्चुअली So and okay, so how this now this celebrities means celebrity endorsement making the consumer Indian consumer behavior changing, because now the celebrity you are seeing, the celebrity or this Instagram influencer, they are just doing a paid partnership with this brand and all thing. How this they are just influencing the consumer mind.
There is influence. See, human brain functions like that. हम हर डिसीजन किसी ना किसी से इन्फ्लुएंस होके लेते हैं. तो पहले टीवी एड्स थे, दैट वाज द इन्फ्लुएंस. The influence is the same, the way has changed. So it's exactly the same. बॉर्डर बेस जो है वो बिल्कुल सेम है, बस तरीका बदल गया है. पहले शायद सिर्फ करीना कपूर के बोलने पे ही
Hmm.
कोई एक पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्ट खरीदा जाता था. आज वही अगर करीना कपूर की जगह मासूम मीना वाला भी बोल दे तो भी लोग ले लेंगे. Again, it has just changed form. That influence is still there
Hmm.
and will always be there.
And what are the now this technology is reshaping the future of the fashion? Means, what technology is now reshaping the future?
Um, I think the most talked about technology in today's days AI. So,
Yeah.
but still, it's a big change. So, uh, it will take some time to reach the bottom funnel. Like a lot of people are experimenting with it, but it's majorly top funnel. वो धीरे धीरे नीचे आते आते कंज्यूमर तक आते आते थोड़ा सा टाइम लगेगा. But I'm sure कि with AI and with the like technology is always for the better. So I'm very sure कि whatever technology comes up, it
Mm, yeah.
will only enhance the customer experience and it will only enhance the fashion industry. What direction it will take, I cannot say for now because I'm not somebody who is very well versed with the tech.
Yeah.
So I can't really foresee what is going to happen. I tech जहाँ तक concerned है, I'm somebody who follows the like group.
Group.
So हाँ.
एक्चुअली फ्यूचर में ऐसे भी एआई हो सकते हैं या टेक्नोलॉजी जो एक इंसान को मतलब परचेस करने से पहले उसका एक मॉडल जनरेट कर देंगे, उस पे वो कपड़ा दिखाएंगे, हाँ देखिए आप इस टाइप के लग
वो
रहे
तो
हैं।
यार that is there. वो तो आज भी है. वो तो आज भी क्रिएट हो चुका है. It's just that वही है ना कि अभी वो डेवलपमेंट फेज में है.
डेवलपमेंट फेज में।
हाँ, which is why that technology is very expensive. इसीलिए वो it has not reached the masses yet. But ये develop हो चुका है. There are
या
brands
ब्रांड्स आर
like
ऑलरेडी यूजिंग दैट टेक्नोलॉजी ऑल्सो।
yeah, yeah, they are using that tech. Even what's her name? I think ईशा अंबानी का जो brand है,
ईसा अंबानी।
the
या एक्चुअली मुझे नाम याद नहीं, एक्चुअली मैंने नाम सुना होगा कुछ।
yeah, there's a brand that there's a retail chain that she has come up with. I
हम्म,
think they are also using a lot of tech and similar tech, virtual like fashion and everything.
yeah. So not just left other brand, just what you strategy you are using to reshape your product from the different brand.
Storytelling. We are
Story.
connecting, yeah, we're sharing our story and we're trying to connect with the consumer on a very personal level. We want to be very accessible and reachable, and that is our strategy.
On means story selling, yeah, that's also. And any means influencer you are right now using with for that.
Influencer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Instagram
we keep
influencer.
we keep working with influencers. There are influencers we work with regularly also, and then there are individual partnerships also that we do. So that's something that for a better reach वो हम करते रहते हैं.
Okay. So the fast fashion industry or some fashion industry, they are, how this means what say ट्रेड शो इम्पैक्ट देम मीन्स ट्रेड शो लाइक कुछ फैशन शो हो रहे हैं कहीं पे या फिर कुछ एग्जीबिशन जो चल रहे हैं या जो मतलब क्या बोलूँ उसमें मतलब एक टर्म जहाँ पे मतलब मॉडल्स ये करते हैं ड्रेस के लेके तो आई थिंक ये भी
सो
काफी
फैशन शोज नॉट दैट मच, मतलब वो शायद, आई मीन एटलीस्ट दिल्ली में या हमारे like immediate circle mein fashion show is not something that is very prevalent, but even the government is taking a lot of initiative. जैसे अभी दिल्ली में भारत टेक्स हुआ था, which was a textile exhibition for 4 days,
हम्म
and it was a very huge exhibit, like vendors from across the country, from even
हम्म
across the globe were exhibiting, and similarly participants were from the country abroad. And yeah, so things like that are happening more and more now.
ओके and so what's so means brand leverage the story and brand content with the audience through the some brand what they do they means like you told that you are doing with your storytelling some brand but they are just making clothes not for the means not they are doing marketing with the storytelling but they are just doing burning the ad burning money on the ad for the what's the selling of the product so what they are means they are only engaged in the just making the cloth and just selling or some brand just using the stories of what they are means totally means what their mission is totally means totally different or same both brand are using
Um, Sorry, I didn't really get the question.
मीन्स जैसे आपके एक्चुअली जो ब्रांड आपने जैसे बताया अभी स्टोरी टेलिंग करके अपने मार्केट में ये प्रोडक्ट सेल करके कुछ ब्रांड जो है वो पेड ऐड करके फैशन शो करके या कुछ भी उनके कोई स्टोरी नहीं मालूम बता रहे कि ये स्टोरी है मतलब ब्रांड को रिगार्डिंग या कुछ भी पर तो उन दोनों ब्रांड में मतलब क्या उन लोगों का एक्चुअली मिशन क्या एक है या मिशन दोनों विजन अलग करके चल रहे हैं एक्चुअली अल्टीमेटली तो उनको ब्रांड मार्केट
So,
में कंज्यूमर के लिए बना रहे हैं
हाँ, so there are, see, if the brand like, मैं जिस सर्कल में हूँ, मैंने जितना एक्सपीरियंस किया है, आई हैव रियलाइज दैट पीपल वांट अ स्टोरी एंड कनेक्शन. दैट इज हाउ यू बिल्ड अ लॉन्ग टर्म ब्रांड. But there are, yes, matlab, there are also other ways to do it. Like there are paid ads, that's
हम्म
also there. Influencer marketing. I feel like any brand today cannot survive on just one. Like अगर आप सिर्फ paid ads कर रहे हो, तो it's very difficult for you to survive in the long run. अगर आप सिर्फ अपनी कहानी बता रहे हो, but you're not
ओके
doing paid ads, then it becomes difficult to sustain yourself. आप revenue कहाँ से लाओगे? So there has to be a balance between everything, and that balance is something that is subjective to your brand. What works better for you, what works more for you, is what your strategy should be. End goal is कि consumer को आपसे connect करना है, आपके पास लाना है और आपका conversion होना चाहिए. Whatever is making that happen should be your strategy.
हुँ। और कुछ ब्रांड मतलब जो कुछ मतलब जो मतलब प्रोडक्शन करते हैं क्लॉथ हो या फैशन जो भी टाइप के जो क्लॉथ्स ये करते हैं, तो वो टोटली एक पैन इंडिया हो गया, उस पूरे पैन इंडिया के जितने भी मतलब पॉपुलेशन है उस टाइप के लिए कुछ मैंने जो ब्रांड है वो करते हैं कुछ सिटी के मतलब या टायर 1 सिटी, टायर 2 सिटी के जो पॉपुलेशंस है, उसे देख के ही मतलब उसके ऑडियंस को ही मतलब टारगेट रहते हैं, उसी ऑडियंस को लिए ये करते हैं। आई थिंक
हाँ, so yeah, that's also there कि कुछ ब्रांड्स मासी होते हैं, कुछ ब्रांड्स नीश प्रोडक्ट क्रिएट कर रहे हैं, मतलब उनको पता है कि ये प्रोडक्ट हर किसी के लिए नहीं है, बट they're okay with that.
हुँ। मुझे ऐसा क्यों आपने एक्चुअली पूरे डिटेल में एक्चुअली अपने इंडस्ट्री पे टोटल डिटेल रिसर्च करके बैठे हैं कि मतलब क्या है क्या चल रहा है एक्चुअली मैं मतलब क्योंकि इतने डिटेल में मतलब आज तक एक्चुअली हर कोई नहीं बता जितने आप अभी एक्चुअली कर रहे बता रहे हैं एक्चुअली अपने इंडस्ट्रीज को लेके इतने मुझे भी नहीं पता थे कि फैशन इंडस्ट्री को लेके कि मैं उतना एक्चुअली फैशन इंडस्ट्री में उतना मैं इंटरेस्ट में उतना ये भी नहीं करता हूँ और हाँ, मैं गैजेट्स को लेके मैं थोड़ा ये रहता हूँ, क्योंकि मेरे जो बिज़नेस है थोड़े गैजेट्स लाइन से है, तो उसको लेके। लेकिन
हम्म।
एक्चुअली आप जितने डिटेल में बता रहे इतना कोई बता नहीं पा रहे, जिसने आपने पूरी रिसर्च करके बैठी हुई है इसको लेके।
हाँ,
आपने
आई मीन लाइक व्हेन यू आर इन द इंडस्ट्री एंड चीजें, दैट्स व्हाट, प्रैक्टिकली करते करते आपको चीजें आ जाती हैं समझ। सो मैंने कुछ लाइक ऐसे बैठ कर रिसर्च नहीं किया है क्या चल रहा है। मे बी दैट ऑल्सो, कभी कोई सवाल आ जाता है तो पूछ लेती हूँ चैट जीपीटी से। लेकिन अदर देन दैट करते करते जो चीजें दिख रही हैं वो समझ आने लग जाती हैं, एंड यू स्टार्ट रीडिंग थिंग्स लाइक दैट।
okay. So what will be your total, just last one question. So what inside of a future vision of your brand? What you have thought about the future vision?
In terms of vision, we want to reach as many women as possible. Again, मतलब हमारा मिशन ये है कि हम वो एक थॉट जगाएं हर किसी के मन में कि I'm I can be whoever I want to be, and clothes can help you do that. तो वो एक रिमाइंडर, वो एक थॉट हम सबके, हम जितना ज्यादा से ज्यादा हो सके उतने लोगों के मन में ये डालना चाहते हैं
Yeah,
कि clothes are not just a necessity.
yeah, is a true fashion. So okay, last what you want to say about to our audience was one thing that it should be followed by everyone.
Um, okay, so if you are like, someone who's thinking of building a brand or starting something of your own, then my only advice is to stop overthinking it and
Yeah.
just do it. Do your research, but give yourself some time कि मैं एक हफ्ता या मैं एक महीना रिसर्च करूंगा या करूंगी. Once you do that and once you decide post that, then just get into it with consistency, no looking back. And if the viewer who is watching is a consumer, then again मैं तो यही कहना चाहूंगी कि every day just look at yourself in the mirror, and if you don't like like what you see, then change it instead of just cribbing about it or just like looking away. Maybe wear a better lens for yourself. शायद जो दूसरों को देखने के लिए यूज करते हो, try doing that for yourself also. It can
और
change you.
एंड अभी जो नेक्स्ट समर सीजन आने वाले, तो डू बाय फ्रॉम द लेजो स्टोर. Do try to
Yeah,
check out
yeah,
the
for
Lego
sure.
store and just explore
Definitely.
the so
Yeah,
thank you.
that goes without saying.
Yeah,
Definitely check us out.
so thank you, Gupta. So it was nice talking with you, and just एक्चुअली आपसे बात करके मुझे मतलब फास्ट फैशन और एक जो फैशन इंडस्ट्री के जो डिफ्रेंसिएशन थे, मैं एक्चुअली लग रहा था मुझे कि दोनों एक ही है, लेकिन मतलब ऑलमोस्ट मुझे लग रहा था कि ये वही टाइप है, लेकिन अभी एक लगा कि नहीं, ये डिफ्रेंसिएशन को मुझे एक्चुअली पता चला एक्चुअली लाइक. So thank you for joining and just accepting the for attending this podcast. So we'll do one second episode with you in coming some when we will just get together. So
Sure, definitely. Thank you so much for having me.
thank you,
It was really nice
thank you.
sharing whatever I know.
Okay.